Hi there, Simon from Next Eco Car here, and I thought I would do a quick review today of the BMW 330e plug-in hybrid that we have on sale at the moment. It's a bit windy up here in the Dublin Mountains, so I thought I'd sit in the car while I talk through it. So yeah, this is a 2016 model year car. Which means as a plug-in hybrid, this has a 7.6 kilowatt hour battery, which gives an electric only range of something like 20 to 30 kilometers depending on how you drive. I guess the beauty of a plug-in hybrid is that you've got a fair degree of electric only driving, but then you've got the petrol engine there for backup as well if you need it to do those longer trips, so it gives you that flexibility and the best of both worlds. So a bit more about this car. So as you can see there on the dash, on the right hand side of the bottom there, we can see the state of charge of the battery, and there's a few interesting features here. So as we scroll through this center display, you can see at the moment my overall range is 103 miles. But that's based on the fuel and the battery. So if we scroll again, I've got 11 miles, which is around about 20 kilometers, a bit less than 20 kilometers, and I'm currently on 91%. So yeah, like I said, we'll probably get about 20 kilometers or so out of the electric only. And then we can see some standard features there about average miles per gallon, the kilowatt hours per 100 kilometers we've been using, and so on. Average miles per hour, yeah. The date, also useful. So if we look a bit more at the steering wheel there, as you can see, we've got the cruise control features on the left hand side, and then we've got the phone and audio control features on the right hand side. And this being a BMW, and this is an M Sport spec car, this is all very nice leather materials and so on. You'll probably notice here we've got the gear changing paddles behind the steering wheel there. So this is an automatic, as all plug-in hybrids are, but this car actually has an 8-speed automatic transmission, and so if you like, you can run this car, and it is quite a powerful car, all considered. 180 brake horsepower, 2-litre engine, plus I think it's a 87 horsepower motor. So all in all, you've got 260 horsepower on tap. So it can be nice to drive as a performance car as well. So you've actually got the option to change the gears manually in the automatic transmission if you like. Once again, so if we look down here at the gear lever there, so again, you can use it in kind of auto mode where you've got drive and then reverse and park. But if I knock the lever over to the left hand side, once I'm in drive, I can do that. Now we're in manual mode effectively. So, and if we look back on the display there, you'll see I'm in first now, and if I were to go through the gears and so on, if I flick it back, I put it back into drive, and then automatic mode. So a couple of other things of interest here, we've got eDrive, and this basically controls how we just waiting for the display to wake up there. Yeah, there we go. So there's 3 different settings here. We can let the car decide how to best use for efficiency the petrol engine and the battery. So that's what auto eDrive is. Speaking too long, so it's flipped off. Max eDrive is basically electric only mode, and that will use only the battery until it's deplenished. So you could, if you were doing a commute, you could basically put it in max eDrive, and then do your commute in all electric mode as far as you could, so you're not using the petrol engine at all. And then there's basically another mode called save, and that basically allows you to preserve what you have in the battery. So it's basically keeping the battery at the current state of charge that it has, so you know you've got some left in the battery for when you get to an urban area, for example, where you might want to drive only in an electric mode. Okay, we'll put it in auto for now. The other interesting thing here, parking sensors, of course, and parking sensors on and off, and this for the traction control was one I wanted to talk about. This is basically the driving mode. So 4 driving modes in this car, and I'll just illustrate on the screen there. So we have Eco Pro, which is basically the most efficient mode, and that will tend to use the battery more than the engine, and also will turn down the air conditioning, things like that, to save power. Comfort is kind of standard mode, and the car will just behave in a standard way, no restrictions on heating or anything like that. Then we've got sport mode, so if you want to drive in a more dynamic way, and it will mostly use the petrol engine if you are in sport mode. And then there's Sport Plus, which makes it much more of the ultimate driving machine, as we would say with a BMW. So in Sport Plus mode, it's basically turning off some of the driver aids, things like the traction control and so on, stability control programs, so you can really get the best out of the performance of the car. So this car can be driven in lots of different ways, and you know, if you're looking for something that is efficient for when you want it to be efficient, but can be much more sporty and take advantage of the performance of the car, this is a good option. So to control the infotainment system, we've got this kind of toggle wheel and shortcut menu buttons, and that all controls what you see here in the center console. So the main menu, that's the media. So the main menu, we can basically look at all the different settings of the vehicle, things like we can change how the charge timing is set up and so on and so forth. Media, this car has a compact disc player, which some people might still want, but you can also stream music from other sources. So if you've got the phone connected and so on, you could stream music from that. Radio, of course, pretty standard. Telephone, so Bluetooth, hands-free for phone calls and so on. You've got the navigation system. BMW navigation system is one of the best inbuilt navigation systems, I think, in cars these days, although Google Maps probably still wins the prize for that one. Yeah, so we can basically control that area using this toggle wheel, and for example, if we just look at what it's like with the navigation, yeah, we're using this toggle wheel to control how it's moving up and down the menu. So you can do this without looking, basically, which makes it a good system, I think, rather than some of the touch screens where you're kind of looking at the screen and trying to press the keyboard on the screen to select options and so on. Standard aircon in this car. And just a bit more about the spec of this car, I guess. Like I said, it's an M Sport spec car, so it's very nice with the leather interior. This car is in immaculate condition throughout. It's a little bit dirty outside because the road wasn't terribly clean on the drive up here, but this is an immaculate car. So yeah, if the car is of interest, then please get in touch with us. You can check everything out on our website, www.nextecocar.ie. Thanks for taking the time to watch. Bye for now.